Are you ready to stop the self-sabotage and create the life you desire? Well, in order for that to happen, you need to break free from the bad beliefs that are holding your success hostage. You need to optimize the stress by turning it into extra energy for success. And those hurtful habits? Well, we need to give that pain a purpose for progress. Welcome to Stop the Self-Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire podcast. So it's Friday evening here in the St. Louis area, a little bit before 6. Lots of people excited about the weekend and what they're going to be doing and all the fun that they're going to have, but not everybody. There are some people out there, chances are you know who it is, where they just can't get thrilled about anything. They're emotionally spent. They're exhausted. And if you know one of these people, please share this with them, because that they're feeling like there's nothing that is ever going to be good in life again, and that they're never going to experience any type of long-lasting happiness. As a certified hypnotist for the last 15 years, I have worked with thousands of these types of clients, and I want you to share with them it is not their fault, that the very things that make them absolutely brilliant in life are also the very things that are causing them pain right now. So I want to quickly address 3 of them, so maybe you can give them one of these tips, a tool, a technique, so they can start pulling themselves out of the pit of what some people would call depression. I'm not allowed to say that word because it's a diagnosis code. That means typically you need some sort of medication. As a certified hypnotist, I don't do that. I show you how to optimize what you're experiencing and turn it to where it's going to work for you. So instead, let's talk about that optimization. Let's talk about the mastery. Let's talk about getting out of the pit of, how about if we call it overwhelming situational sadness? That keeps me out of trouble with the people who just want to dispense drugs. But whatever name you're going to call it, there are certain things that you can be doing that can get you rapid results. The very first one, I was talking to a woman last night about this very thing, and she was sharing that, you know what, she just cannot get excited about anything. It seems like everything that comes her way is overwhelming. It is sad. It just wears her out. The very thing that makes her brilliant is what's causing her a challenge. What do I mean by that? I asked her, so do you easily pick up the emotions of other people? Can you tell what it is that they're experiencing without them even saying anything? And she's like, well, yes. Said, see? Yeah, that's your brilliance. Your brilliance is that you can tell what's going on between the lines with people, and they don't even need to communicate it verbally. And that's one of the biggest problems. Because if you take a sponge and you throw a sponge into a sink of dirty water, it's going to absorb it. People who experience overwhelming situational sadness, that's what's going on. They don't always know where their emotions end and someone else's begin. So let them know this. If you think about a ship or a boat, it belongs in the water, right? That's where it thrives. That's its purpose. But the problem is when the water gets into it. So whenever you have someone who is experiencing this, let them know that their ability to experience these emotions is phenomenal, but they don't have to take them on. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing that you want to share with them, anyone who is experiencing this overwhelming sadness, is that they have multiple tracks going on in their mind at once. They are digital channels all the time. They go, oh my gosh, with hypnosis, are you going to be able to help me quiet everything going on in my mind? No, that's what's phenomenal about you, is that you can experience all of these different things going on all at once. What we have to do is we find the track that keeps replaying the pain that you've experienced in the past, because the mind will always seek what's familiar. Some people call it the comfort zone. There's nothing comfortable about being in pain, emotionally, mentally, or physically. So we find the track that keeps replaying the same old story that the mind keeps looking for. So they're not going to quiet their mind down. It's just which track is actually going to bring them out at their very best. So let them know the fact that their mind's going all the time. Again, it's their brilliance, but it's also holding them back and causing them pain because they haven't learned how to get those tracks to work for them. All right, so that's the second thing. The first thing is they're a sponge taking on the emotions of others instead of figuring out where their emotion ends and someone else's starts. And then the second thing is they're looking to quiet their mind. It's not going to happen. Instead, what they want to be able to do is hone in on the track that holds their potential for progress. And that's the third thing. They have been through some sort of experience that has caused them to have this outlook on life. It could have been one, could have been a few, but it's been really painful. For their pain to be able to work for them, it needs a purpose. Worked with a client a while back, and she had been through some trauma in an abusive relationship. Okay, we utilized hypnosis. We asked her very powerful mind to give a purpose to this pain. She's now out there assisting other women who are in the same situation on how to get out of it. I didn't come up with that. She did. So the pain has to have a voice. It has to have a purpose, or else it will continue to try to protect the person. You break your arm. It has to be in a cast to heal for a while. But then after that, after it gets out of the cast, you have to begin to use it. Because if you don't, it's going to freeze in that position. Well, there's a part of them that doesn't know how to get back out and use that piece that they experienced, that they went through. And so now they're actually frozen in that cast of trauma that is still wrapped around them. So number one, let them know that it's their brilliance to experience these emotional states, but that they have to learn what's theirs and what belongs to someone else. Number two, that their mind is always going to be going 1,000,000 miles a minute. That's excellent. They can move faster forward than anybody else that I know, as long as they tap into the right track for progress. And the third thing is they need to give their pain a purpose. Let them know about this. If there's more assistance that's needed, I'm actually putting on a free virtual class on how to give the pain a purpose and a voice for progress. You can find more of that on drewdawnferguson.com/live, LIVE, because that's my purpose, is to bring out your potential, and then I'll help you help others, because the world's a better place when we're better. All right. Let others know that I know that there's somebody in your life right now that's experiencing these challenges Let them know these 3 tips and that there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that the things that make them brilliant, they just haven't learned how to make it work for them. Okay, so have a phenomenal weekend. And remember, together we can do this. Thanks.